The vision of the Superior Health Foundation is to improve the health of the residents of the Upper Peninsula. The Superior Health Foundation is proud to have chosen Camp New Day and Hope Animal Assisted Crisis Response as our Gala partners. Kids and dogs, we think that's pretty special, and we're honored to help provide charitable funding to these wonderful organizations.
Camp New Day is a camp for children whose parents have been incarcerated. It is a week of camp that is free to them and their family. We rent different facilities. For the last few years, we've been renting Presbytery Point Camp, which has worked great for us. It's an excellent facility. It's got great staff. Our kids, like I said, come from the whole UP. We pick them up and bring them here if that's what they need, or their parents bring them. And our goal for them for the week is we want them to have fun. We do all the regular camp stuff, you know, we go boating, swimming, arts and crafts, campfire at night. And we try really, really hard for our children to have a nice, easy, consistent week, because we found that our children really like consistency. They like to know what's coming, what's going to happen next. So we've got a pretty strict schedule that the kids follow. And we try really, really hard to feed them really well. We get lots of veggies, lots of fruit. We don't have any pop. We don't have a lot of candy. Even our snacks are like watermelons, oranges, apples, frozen grapes. And we tell people all the time, it is not a therapy camp. Our kids come here to have fun, enjoy, build up self-esteem. We do things with them like do the high ropes course. On Thursday, the older campers are going to do an archery session for a field trip. We had campers a few years ago that had been with us for like 8 years and had aged out. So we started what's called the Senior Camper Program for kids who are too old normally to come to camp. They come back and they are our senior campers. They're like counselors in training. And we have only 3 rules. In camp, there are 3 rules. Be safe, be responsible, be respectful. We do send out information and pamphlets to all of the school counselors in the Upper Peninsula, and also to groups like Pathway. We have a nice pamphlet that we send out to everybody. We have a website. We also send letters to the kids who were here last year. We generally have about 75% of our kids are returners from the year before. This year we have about half. On Friday night we sit around the campfire and we use our talking stick. You know, one person talks at a time and we pass it around. All of the funding for camp comes from either letters I write to individuals, churches, organizations, or grants that I write. And this past year, we wrote a grant to Superior Health Foundation, and we get to be their partners in the September annual gala that Superior Health is doing.
We're here at Camp New Day, and I am Nick Meyer. I'm the Michigan Coordinator of Hope Animal Assisted Crisis Response. This is our most recently certified crisis response dog, Kayak. Sit. Thank you. This is my wife, Julia, and her Hope dog, Ishkel. Hope's mission is to provide comfort and encouragement to victims of crises and disasters through animal-assisted support. We're here at Camp New Day not only to participate with the other charity that has been given this generous gift from Superior Health Foundation, but also to provide comfort and encouragement not only to the campers, but also to the staff as they work this week at the camp. Hope has been around since 1998. One of our first major call-outs was Ground Zero on 9/11. We have responded to floods, fires, hurricanes. Our first call-out after we were trained in 2013 was the Navy Yard following the shooting there. In the UP, in the last 2 years, unfortunately, we have responded to 9 school deaths, including suicides, students killed by drunk drivers, students killed in accidents, and the president of Lake State who died suddenly, and we've worked with the counselors at each of those locations.
What I noticed is we had some students that really gravitated toward those dogs throughout the day. And as I looked at the students that were there, petting the dogs, hugging the dogs, I knew some of the trauma crises that these students had gone through in their personal lives. So it was interesting that those students gravitated toward those dogs, and the effect, the positive effect, positive impact that the dogs had on those students.
This is Kayak, and this is our newest Upper Peninsula Hope dog, which just completed her training in Atlanta, Georgia 3 weeks ago, and her first deployment was actually to the Midland floods.
We find that when someone has been under a lot of stress, whether it's some kind of a crisis or disaster or some death, that petting a dog just automatically releases something in them that they want to just share. I have felt that already here, where I've had some stories told to me by them petting Ishkal just this short amount of time. And we know we do not talk to them like a counselor. We're not trained to be counselors. But if we feel that there might be something that a counselor needs to know about, we know to go to them and let them know. They don't have to talk, but I find if there's a counselor there, they don't want to talk to them. They think I'm fine. But then all of a sudden they see a dog, they start to pet, and it just comes out.
One of the keys to having the crisis dogs in is that they are very informal in the way that they work throughout the building. They're often at the door to greet students as they come in. Students get excited to see a dog and usually are there to pet them and to kind of give them some affection and some feedback. And then throughout the day, the crisis dogs are used in a number of different ways. Most importantly, in a way of being able to support the students. And they do that simply by being around, just being available for the students. And so as students come down to a location, we often will set up a spot in our guidance office where students can come in and be able to receive support. We'll have the crisis dogs down in that location.
Well, we want to thank the Superior Health Foundation for this incredible gift that is going to pay for the training and deployment of new teams in the Upper Peninsula.
Kids and dogs, we think that's pretty special, and so do our Gala 2017 sponsors.